The playoffs are finally here at long last for the NFL, so it is time for some playoff predictions. Now, we'll go through all the wild card games and then all the way through the Super Bowl as well. I'm sure nothing will be wrong, guaranteed to be 100% accurate, as I have been with every single one of my predictions all year. That's sarcasm, by the way. First, here's where things sit in the NFC, right? Bucs, Eagles, Cowboys, Niners, Rams, Cardinals. The Packers have the very important and very coveted bye. The AFC playoff picture then, Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Patriots, and the Bengals against the Raiders. I think the potential for some awesome games in this year's playoff stretch. I am excited to see how it all goes down in the end for the NFL this year. So let's go game by game in order of when they kick off. First up, the Raiders on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. A game, by the way, that has the potential to have some maybe not so great weather. That is certainly worth keeping in mind. Now, for each of these games, I want you guys to make your own predictions for me, because that way I'm not the only one looking stupid if I get them wrong, or at least a couple of them wrong. So who you got in this one? LV for the Raiders, CIN, for the Cincinnati Bengals. Head down to the comments, get those votes in. These two teams have played each other earlier this year. My suspicion is that this will be a much closer game than what it was back in Week 11. Joe Burrow didn't even play that well, but the Bengals won 32-13. Derek Carr was pretty meh in this particular matchup. There was no ground game to speak of. Jamar Chase was held in check there. I think a very different game is coming, but in the end, I've got the Bengals winning this one by a very narrow margin, 24-21. A game-winning drive by Joe Burrow gives the Bengals that oh-so-close victory, what I think is going to be a fantastic playoff game. Expecting more of the same in this one. Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. It's called the Super Wild Card Weekend because they added the extra games, of course. I'm calling this then the AFC East Super Championship. Patriots-Bills both won a matchup. Of course, the Bills technically won the division, and they are a 4-point favorite in this game. So again, who you got in this one? NE for the Patriots, BUF for the Buffalo Bills. That certainly does make sense. The two games these teams have played have been very different matchups. The first one was one of the funnier matchups from just a play-calling style that I think we've seen in quite some time. The Patriots threw it 3 times and won in borderline gale force, not borderline, they were gale force wins, 14-10. It was a fun game, but also kind of an ugly game. When they played in Week 15 with the road team winning again, the Bills won behind a baller game from Josh Allen. It is tough to ever bet against Bill Belichick in the playoffs. Also, haven't seen Mac Jones play that great as of late. So give me the Bills to win this game 24-17. I think you get a little bit of inconsistent play out of Josh Allen, but I think he outduels Mac Jones. I'm picking the better quarterback in this game. I've got the Bills winning this one. Now, at the very end of this, we will get to my Super Bowl prediction, which I hope will be right and probably won't be. But I want you guys to put some skin in the game as well. Who will win the Super Bowl? This is the pinned comment on today's video. So, if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know who you think wins it all this year. All right, some NFC wildcard games now. Eagles at the Bucs. This is the opening Sunday game. Won't spend as much time on a couple of these because this one isn't as intriguing of a game, I don't think. Bucs, a 9.5-point favorite. You know the drill. Who you got? PHI for the Eagles. TB for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, as we'll get into, the Bucs are the favorite. I think they're going to win, but I'm not discounting Philadelphia's ability to win this football game. They hung around and nearly upset the Bucs last time. Now, the yardage does start to tell a little bit of a story to me. I don't think that game should have been as close as it was. I think you will see Todd Bowles get very creative with what he does on the defensive side in terms of his fronts and how he attacks Jalen Hurts. So I've got the Bucs winning 31-17. to 20. That does, by the way, cover that 9.5-point spread, although I think covering it might come down to one of the final drives. I don't think the Bucs totally embarrass Philly in this ball game. Now, if you want to bet on any of these games and the playoffs and Super Bowl and all kinds of stuff around the NFL, do it with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code NFL Daily. It'll get you a 125% deposit bonus when you put down at least $100. If you feel good about a team winning the NFC or AFC, go put your money down now. You'll make a little bit more than, say, if you wait for the Packers to be in the NFC title game. They're plus 175. Cowboys, Rams, plus 550, 500 respectively. Cardinals way down there. In the AFC, they got three favorites. Chiefs, Titans, Bills. Not giving much credit or belief to the Bengals and the Patriots. So, you want to make some money in the postseason, guys, go do it right now. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFL Daily. The afternoon game on Sunday, Niners at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys a 3-point favorite against a very hot 49ers football team who rallied strong to get in to the postseason after nearly, and I thought they were going to lose against the LA Rams. This is the smallest of all the spreads in this week's playoff game, so in theory should be one of the best ones out there. Who you got? SF for the 49ers, DAL for the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have shown what they can do. Not the most consistent team, especially in the back half of the season. Despite that, I think the Cowboys win in a closer matchup, 27-20. It does come down to the fourth quarter, but the Cowboys gut out the win and then advance to the division round, which we'll get to here in just a little bit. But first, let's go to the potentially most lopsided game. That is the Steelers, who snuck in, thanks Jacksonville, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Prime time on Sunday. Kansas City right now a 13-point favorite. These two teams also played earlier in the year, and it wasn't even close. 36-10 the score in that ball game. And to be blunt, I think the Chiefs are going to handle Kansas City with very limited issues. Before I get to my prediction, though, I do want to hear from you guys, of course. Who you got? I would be stunned if we had more than like 5 PITs in the comment section. But if you're going Steelers, Big Ben upset game, maybe the miracle run for the playoff or for his last season, type in PIT. Otherwise, type in KC in the comments section. I've got the Chiefs in a rout. 33-14. I don't think this one is much of a contest. Steelers defense holds strong for a little bit, and then as the game moves on, the Chiefs just are too good on offense. Now, of course, we're only briefly hitting these games because we did that already here on the Chat Sports YouTube channel. We've previewed every single playoff game for you guys, all the different thumbnails. So if you want an in-depth breakdown on keys to the game, the odds, the overall matchup, check it out on the channel. Just scroll through. I'm sure you guys will find it with little to no problems. That's what we do here for you guys, Chat Sports. We keep you guys covered with everything going on around the NFL. All right, the final wild card round game. The Cardinals on the road against the LA Rams. Now, both these teams have played, of course, and both of them won a game earlier this year. The Cardinals won all the way back in Week 4 on the road against LA, 37-20. Chase Edmonds went off. Kyler Murray played great as well. In NFL Week 14, though, the Rams flipped the script. Bad showing from Kyler Murray. Great one from Matthew Stafford, frankly. Was the last time Matthew Stafford objectively had himself a fantastic ball game. He and Stafford's been a bit down. Rams are winning. Cardinals overall have been a bit down. Who you got in this one? ARI for the Arizona Cardinals, LAR for the Los Angeles Rams. Let me know what you guys think end up happening in the comment section. So far, I've gone all favorites. Not here. Give me Arizona to knock off the LA Rams, 23-20. I would feel bad for Matthew Stafford, who would once again not found a way to win a playoff game. So let's move forward now. Divisional round and beyond. The Niners, Eagles, Rams, all limited in my hypothetical scenario. Packers versus the Cardinals then. Packers at home, of course. And the Bucs against the Cowboys. We have not talked about Green Bay here. They are, I think, the favorite pretty clearly to win the NFC, even though I think 4 teams could realistically win it. I think the Niners could make some noise. I don't think they have enough juice to win the NFC overall, but I could see them making it to the title game potentially. Packers hosting Arizona in this scenario. Remember, NFL does reseed playoffs. Always remember that kind of stuff, fellas. At home, I like Green Bay in this one. I think they handle Arizona 28-21. Cardinals make some noise. Maybe they have J.J. Watt back by then, but with the bye, I think Green Bay is a very dangerous team to have to worry about. All right, the Cowboys then would go on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which would make Dak Prescott a profit after he said after week 1, we'll see you guys in the playoffs. And it would intrigue me to have the potential scenario of Cowboys upset Tampa because they would be underdogs in this game as long as the quarterback in Tampa's healthy, right? And then have the Mike McCarthy / Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Not going to happen, though. I got the Bucs winning this one 31-30, a narrow 1-point loss that probably comes down to the kicker doing something silly in Dallas. I think Tampa narrowly guts out a win in that one. Now, we'll get to the NFC title game preview or prediction in a second, but first, who is the best team in the NFC? I think it's the Packers right now. I think as they get healthier, key guys back from IR, they are a very dangerous team that you don't want to play. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments who the best team is in the NFC. All right, to the AFC side now. Remember, Raiders, Patriots, Steelers all out. That leaves us Titans hosting the Bengals and the Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills. I think that would be 2 great matchups, by the way. The Bengals on the road against Tennessee. Nobody really believes in the Titans. As good as they were in the regular season, they had some injuries they dealt with. They won some ugly games, but they got the number 1 seed and the bye. I truly believe this. If Tennessee's going to make a run, this is probably their best chance. Not saying their only chance, but as long as Derrick Henry's healthy, just need better play from Ryan Tannehill. At home, give me Tennessee narrowly over the Cincinnati Bengals. 21-20. Comes down to the waning moments, and Tennessee, behind, I think, underrated defense, picks up the tough win. This would be an awesome game, and frankly, I would love to see if this could somehow happen in the AFC Championship game, but they need some upsets and help for that to go down. Bills at the Chiefs. How much fun would this game be? I think it would be one of the better matchups you could run into. Bills and Kansas City, both high-powered offense. Defense is playing better this year. I've been impressed by Buffalo, but at home, give me KC. Had the Bills been at home, I would have taken them. I got the Chiefs in a narrow 1-point win, 2 incredibly, hypothetically, thrilling AFC matchups. So who's the best team in the AFC? I think you're going to kind of get my answer here in a second. I think I teased it a little bit already, but I want to hear from you guys. Best team in the AFC. All right, the NFC title game now. Packers hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game sounds familiar. In Green Bay again. Packers coming off the bye. Redemption time for the last dance and the Aaron Rodgers revenge tour. Green Bay wins 31-27. This time, if Brady throws 3 INTs in the championship game, the Packers find a way to capitalize and actually win. In the AFC title game here, the Chiefs at the Titans. Again, nobody believes in Tennessee, and I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one. I think that that offense is starting to get right a little bit. Not a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination, and I wouldn't be surprised if I look real dumb in just maybe even a couple of days here. But I got KC winning 28-17, which brings us then to the Super Bowl, which, by the way, was actually my preseason prediction. Now, nobody go back and look at the part where I was like, oh, yeah, I'm out. I got to be out on KC. Nobody dig that up. We're going to pretend it never, ever happened, and we'll pretend that I was right the entire time and never wavered whatsoever. Packers win 30-26. Aaron Rodgers gets another title, and then it becomes the summer of A-Rod. Does he retire? Does he elect to go demand a trade? Does he roll it back in Green Bay for one more year? But that's my prediction that I'm sure will end up being very, very wrong in the end.